Welcome back, everybody! I'm your host, and today we have some very interesting news to discuss. It seems that the operators of online gambling, particularly sports betting, are now moving away from the traditional desktop computer to mobile devices. In this video, I'm going to explain why they're doing so, what kind of problems this could cause for bettors, and how it could potentially be solved. But first, let's take a look at the news, and then we'll dig deeper into it. Okay, so in this article published by it discusses how operators are moving to cell phone apps as opposed to the traditional browser-based desktop websites. The article states that while many online gambling operators still rely heavily on desktop computers for the majority of their online gambling activity, there is a growing trend among these companies to start offering their services via mobile apps. The main reason that they state is that mobile apps allow for a more personalized experience. Push notifications can be sent to players, encouraging them to engage with the app and therefore gamble. Also, the app can be tailored to the individual needs of the operator. For example, an operator may choose to offer in-app bonuses or promotions to players who use the app. Additionally, mobile apps are generally faster and more reliable than browser-based websites. This is because they are stored on the device's hard drive, so they load quickly and work even when the internet connection is poor. While there are many benefits to using a mobile app, there are also some potential drawbacks. One is that not all players will have a smartphone or may be comfortable using one. Another is that mobile apps can be more vulnerable to security risks than browser-based websites. This is because they are not subject to the same level of scrutiny as websites. And lastly, some jurisdictions may regulate or even ban the use of mobile apps for online gambling. So now that we know the basics of what's going on, let's talk about some of the implications of this trend. What does it mean for the future of online gambling? Is it a good thing or a bad thing? And how will it affect bettors like you and me? I think there are some valid points made in the article about the benefits of using mobile apps for online gambling. I agree that they do allow for a more personalized experience and that they can be faster and more reliable than browser-based websites. However, I don't agree that they are less vulnerable to security risks. In fact, I think the opposite is true. Mobile apps are much more vulnerable to security risks than websites. This is because they are not subject to the same level of scrutiny as websites, and they have access to sensitive information, such as location data and personal information. Another point that I think is worth mentioning is that mobile apps are often designed to be more addictive than browser-based websites. They use techniques such as push notifications and in-app bonuses to encourage players to gamble more. This is not to say that browser-based websites are not addictive, but the fact is that mobile apps are designed from the ground up to be as addictive as possible. So what does this mean for the future of online gambling? I think it means that we need to be very careful when using mobile apps for gambling. We need to make sure that we are only using apps from reputable operators, and that we are aware of the potential risks involved. We also need to be aware of the techniques that are used in these apps to encourage us to gamble more. One way that we can protect ourselves is by using a VPN when we gamble online. A VPN will encrypt our data and hide our IP address, which will make it much harder for these operators to track us and target us with advertising. It will also make it harder for them to steal our identity or to find out personal information about us. If you'd like to learn more about how to stay safe when gambling online, I've linked a few resources in the description of this video. Please take a look. Now, before you go and download the next gambling app that you see, I want you to consider something. Do you really need it? Are the benefits of using an app really worth the risks? Or are you just doing it because it's easy and everyone else is doing it? I think it's important to be aware of the potential dangers of gambling apps before we go and download them. Let's not be like sheep following the herd just because they're doing it. Let us take the time to learn about the risks involved and make a decision based on that information. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please leave a like. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next video.